And like a moth to a flame, chat. Lee, tuning exams, you know what's coming. Lee washes literally everybody minus Gar in the tuning exams. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with your kunai brain rot #1 hyperactive knuckleheaded hot takes. We're warming up the stream, fellas. And I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna start off with a friend of the show, Mr. Rab, man. Ah, man, let's do it. What Cat Williams say? Y'all having an unnatural alliance to losers, and it's not like y'all. Let that Lee fight go. He lost. Y'all been gassing it since I was in elementary school, and I'm about to be 30. I see both sides. I don't want to start this video off with some gray area shit, chat, with some gray area shit comment section, but I truly do see both sides. So on one hand, in defense of the fight, it is one of them fights. You're doing a lot to not say it's the top 10 fight in Naruto. It's iconic. It's popular. It's never uncool to watch. Undisputed fights. Undisputed boxing. Nobody will sit there, watch that fight and say it's ass. However, somehow, despite all of that, he is not wrong in it being an overrated fight or being a fight that is just like, holy shit, let him go. Because it's not just like y'all say, oh, this is the best fight in Naruto and leave it at that. If y'all did that, cap. But fine, I could accept someone saying that. You know, that I think like when you're in the top 10 of Naruto, outside of maybe one polar bear, you can argue any of them, right? However, where y'all somehow still overrate the fight is y'all take this fight. I'm not saying it's not actually influential, but y'all take this fight and y'all say it defines the series, which is untrue. Y'all say it shows that there's a better main character, which is untrue. Y'all straight up, if I haven't already talked about it, just straight up misinterpret the message of the fight. And then you guys somehow fuck up the power scaling of the fight. And last, and maybe certainly not least, you guys do overrate the fuck out of a character in this fight that does objectively lose the fight. And all of them are nauseatingly levels of brain rot. I have to, if I had to choose, I would say I agree with this hot take. I agree with my brother Rab and to let this shit go. In fact, just so I can farm, I'm gonna say, is he wrong? It's unfair because if you really watch this fight, it's beautiful. It's just tough. Shikamaru is Naruto's true/real friend. Gee, shocker of the year. The princess of the Hokage, the guy that he always was in the slums with next to Choji. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, Naruto would tell you that's his true friend. Literally, Naruto would tell you that's his true friend. Don't get me wrong. Naruto would always, if you said, who are my best friends, he may say Sasuke in order first, which is fine. And maybe that's your hot take that his best friend really should be Shikamaru. But, I mean, on many occasions, the story tells you how Shikamaru and Naruto were like a never split thing. When Naruto talks about he never has anybody, he does tend to, the anime literally flashbacks to the rare Shikamaru scenes. When Shikamaru sees Naruto crying about how he doesn't have anybody, Shikamaru always feels bad. It's on so many levels. These two are like tied. Naruto ending up with Hinata never made sense. Okay, see, again, we can, so this is a thing that Naruto fans do honestly more than any variant of hot takes thus far, where we just try to go against the story so hard. I don't know why. Don't get me wrong. The story could have definitely done pretty much all relationships better. Absolutely. The idea that you don't think it makes any sense is crazy. Hinata's been crushing on Naruto since the existence of the character. I think the first panel we see Hinata, unless there's like a side swipe of her in the exams room, the first panel we see of her is her blushing for Naruto. So that crush is already there. And then whether you have the several moments in Shippuden or even in the filler arcs of fucking part 1, no, this obviously makes sense. The only argument is that you like Sakura with Naruto a bit more. Therefore, it doesn't make sense. But no, it was literally in your fucking face the whole time. I don't think the Kaguya stuff was as much of an ass pull as people say. Reading back through it, he did show signs of that through it. Yeah, Kaguya isn't something that's completely an ass pull. It's you, especially with the powers of hindsight, you can find it. I think again, I'm like officially a flag waver of this standpoint because I did just recently rewatch it. Kaguya, when on screen, the shit that happens when Kaguya spawns in is not bad. It's genuinely not bad at all. In fact, I would argue a lot of the shit's pretty fucking cool. Y'all love DMS Kakashi. Obito's death prior to it was awesome. The world shifting, I mean, my God, if that's not cool, I guess, unless you're really still team, oh my God, ninjas are supposed to have kunai and tactics. Gang, Naruto done lit up the earth 15 times. Get over that shit. So when we're talking about like entertainment, emotional plot lines, and just fucking awesomeness, when Kaguya's on the screen, cool. I don't even think necessarily the hinted eavesdrops of her are an ass pull either. So to be blunt, I agree with your take. The issue with Kaguya is not even that just stiff Madara form, but how you did it. I mean, my God, we just never see all-out Madara versus Naruto and Sasuke, and that is a crime. That isn't me just being a hype beast fan. That is genuinely a crime to the series that we never saw Madara go all out versus Naruto and Sasuke. It's written right there. All you had to do is have Madara struggle in the fight, damn near get defeated, and Zetsu do the exact same thing. But instead, you have Madara, who just essentially GG 99% of the verse, get stabbed in the back. I understand he gets stabbed in the back stage. He could still get stabbed in the back later. Like one extra episode tops. Not even that, to be honest. It's such a blue balls moment. And because it's a blue balls moment, it feels like it doesn't make a lick of sense. Because to be honest, it didn't. So yeah, I agree with you. The Kaguya, I don't want to say is overhated. Her existence and how she was there, hate away. But in terms of her being an ass pull, everything she does being boring or some shit, that's cap. That's cap. Maybe a lukewarm take, but the 4th grade Ninja War arc was boring and a drag, no pun intended. Madara is cool, but he didn't move me or kept the arc progressively interesting, like, for example, Frieza in the Namek arc, or Eren during the War of Paradise. Okay, so Madara does move me. I don't know about you. Madara does. Madara does do that. But I'll give you this. Prior to Madara, that was an arc. I'm not gonna lie. And if that's a hill that I have to get scorched for, I doubt it, so be it. Prior to Madara, that was an arc. That was an arc of Naruto going on. No cap. Once Madara shows there, he does move me. I would argue Obito at some point in time steps his game up, and he's cool too. So even if Madara didn't exist, I suppose, which would be a letdown, Obito was cool as well. But I see what you're saying. The arc is not the strongest. It's high highs, low lows. Everybody knows that. Jiraiya is hilariously slept on within the power scaling community. That's because we see him die to pain and then 3-signing Deadlocky's drugs. So I'm not saying we never see him go all out. We saw him fight pain, but fighting pain is fighting pain. So as a result, it's like you don't see Jiraiya get capital W's, you know? Like you don't see Jiraiya get the W against somebody cold per se. Instead, he just scares off Itachi, but then the whole time you find out Itachi probably could have just murked his ass right then and there if he really, really, really had to. Let alone with, appreciate the follows, let alone with Kisame if you don't think Itachi could do it himself, for those people that aren't sleeping on him. So yeah, I agree with you. Jiraiya is a bit underrated, but it's kind of unfortunately by design. Obito being the masked man is the most obvious plot twist I've seen in anime by far. It was more of a how than who thing. I wouldn't necessarily say it was bad because of the emotional impact it had and the complexity of his character. However, it was insanely predictable. Maybe I'm stupid, but are you sure? The only tell is Toby. Yeah, you finally connected for you. That's the only tell. It was some guy that was phasing through people, and it's like, oh shit, how you doing that? like what quirk do you have? But I don't think it was one of them things that's like on the obvious meter. If you're a brainiac, fine. You're acting like it's a 10 out of 10. Everybody saw it coming. I give it like a 7. Like, yeah, I was like, is that the tot? That's how I was. Put it this way. I was sitting there. Y'all are saying, oh, this is the most obvious. I saw that shit coming a mile away. Me. Is that the tot? Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't, I think this discrediting the series. If you're a brainiac, go for it, gang. But I think that's a little bit disingenuous. I mean, for the love of God, he had Madara's fucking voice box at some point in time, and then prior to it, he had a oh dear Mickey voice box. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm dying on this hill that it was so obvious. However, what I will say is, let's say I'm wrong. It was so unbelievably obvious that it wasn't Madara, it was Obito. Sage, you are an idiot. One thing I will say is, hey gang, let the lemon make lemonade. I've been a major fan of this. I've seen a lot of people, whether it's the wrestling community, whether it's the anime community, the movie community, the cartoons, whatever. I'm a major fan of, hey, don't do shock value shit just for shock value shit. It did not make sense. Imagine Obito was Killer B. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, no, it's obvious probably Obito to you. It wasn't to me personally, but if it's disgustingly obviously Obito to you, guess what? It made too much sense for it to be Obito. Let it be Obito. In my opinion, Sasuke had better fights than Naruto. I feel like Sasuke's fights are more strategic, and I like his moveset more. Okay, moveset, I can't really help you. I'm in the minority for thinking Naruto's cooler. However, Sasuke fights being more strategic, it's a what do you like thing. Sasuke does have the chess match fights in Naruto. Absolutely. Not that Naruto doesn't have chess match fights, but Sasuke's are just like straight up flagrant. I mean, you could take the fight with Danzo, the fight with the 5 Kage, the fight with Deidara especially. A majority of Sasuke's fights are chess matchy. The closest one that's not is Killer B, and that's because they get pummeled. Can't really chess that. He's just stronger than you. Naruto is more about challenging Naruto time in and time out, challenging the guts of the character, trying to break down this character's psyche and things like that. Not that Naruto doesn't have to have a micro chess match against Pain. Not that Naruto doesn't have a micro chess match against Obito, but at the end of the day, these characters are trying to psychologically break down the character. Even in part 1 with like Kimimaro. It's just a matter of what you like more in terms of your fights. If you didn't see the anime before and you load up a YouTube clip, Sasuke's fights are going to feel cooler and more strategic. But if you've been watching the story of Naruto, it's very easy to argue Naruto had better fights. Especially if I wanted to be a Ooga Booga man and talk about how Sasuke's fights pretty much consist of him getting his ass kicked. And then like Naruto's fights actually are genuine back and forth, and sometimes Naruto gets the W. So there's that. And like a moth to a flame, chat, Lee Chunin exams, you know what's coming. Lee washes literally everybody minus Gar in the Chunin exams. All right. Untrue. Incorrect. Now, you think he could beat Neji? I'll give you this. Hot take. I know y'all think I'm a Lee hater. I think he could beat Neji. I think he would kick. I think the Neji stands, I think that he would just rotate around Rock Lee are stupid as shit. He would kick through it. But, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, he ain't beating the following people. First person he's not beating. Nope. He ain't doing it. He's just not doing it. Now, prior to this, we saw him mop Sasuke. Prior to this shit, we saw it. But after this shit, nope. Not even close. Curse Mark Chidori Sasuke, yeah, it's over. It's cooked. It's cooked. Second person, I know he's not beating. You admitted he's not beating Gar, though, so let's just move on. Yeah, there's another person he just flagrantly would hilariously not even remotely beat. That's Naruto. Yeah, don't get me wrong. In plot and story, why would Lee talk shit to Naruto? Why would Lee try to kill Sakura? Why would Lee have a paralyzed Sasuke on a deathbed? Lee wouldn't taunt Naruto to this point. But if we're saying, hey, gang, who is stronger than who? Lee ain't Kage level. He ain't doing, he ain't got no answers for that. He has no answers for that shit. You could get weird and try to make a Shino argument as someone in the chat did. I'm not gonna do that. I think Lee would kick Shino's bugs away, but that's just me. At best it'd be like another draw, but yeah, no, he's not even top 3, so unfortunate. Episode 1 of Naruto is probably the best opener and hook to any series. I'm not gonna read all of that. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it's the best number 1. I've had that journey of looking for the best number 1 while playing drinking games. I need to tune that back up. But what I will say for certain is episode 1 of Naruto is fuck you good. Obviously there's going to be everyone's going to say cap because there's never going to be an objective what is the best in all of anime. But episode 1 of Naruto is really, 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 really good for no fucking reason. Yeah, no, like it's to the point where I had 2 different people come on the channel, I believe, and they seen it and they were like, I mean, I would watch it. I just know I'm not going to because I have 2 other shows on my priority list. But no, episode 1 of Naruto is a classic. I don't think anyone would dispute that. Naruto, Karin, and Nagato not having acknowledgement of them being from the same clan is a missed opportunity. I mean, their paths don't relatively cross except for obviously the speech part. But I don't think it's a missed opportunity. What do you want them to do? Because factor in Naruto's mom as well. Mom is dead. Karin's on the other side of the fucking playbook doing shit. Naruto and Nagato almost killed each other on multiple occasions. What did you want them to do? Say, look at you now. Look at you now, Mama Chihas. It's gonna be bloodline. Like what did you want? what did you want from that? You know, it's they wouldn't interact in a way of being cordial in talking about that, you know? So I don't think it's a missed opportunity. I think that's just extra. I'm ending all this Rock Lee slander. Lee lost to guard because he lacks a finishing move. Wow. Lee had top end speed in part 1, and I say that because Kakashi had to pull out his fully developed Sharingan to watch 5th Gate Lee. Okay, we understand Lee's fast. Lee had 2 finishing moves and both lost. The Hidden Lotus is a blunt attack. So the primary. Okay. Not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of animes lately, and maybe you somehow are in a weird way underrating Lee but trying to overrate him, or like underrating the fight but trying to overrate Lee, and that's what I talk about. That's what Rab talks about. Yet it's like you're using this fight going against what directly happens in it to then tell me something straight up didn't happen when it did. For any context, I don't even need to play footage too much. 1, I could just define this as a finishing move. I could define Lee saying, fuck it, I'm going to rip my arms and bones at speeds faster than everybody in the fucking room outside of, you know, the Jonin and, you know, the niggas that can keep up with him type shit. But like, I'm going to try to be the fastest person in this goddamn room right now. And when that time expires, GG's, you won. Think that's a finishing move. On all accounts, it's made to finish fights. It's a finishing move. If that's not enough, he bounces him around like a goddamn ping pong ball. And then he hits this fucking move. Then he hits the Hidden Lotus, screams Hidden Lotus, falls to the ground, assuming he won the fight. Again, he screams Hidden Lotus and then falls to the fight thinking it's over. None of those are finishing moves to you is kind of nasty where it got to you. I ain't gonna lie. Every squad but Karuna has had losses throughout the series, so I probably would have killed off Kiba during the war, because Buddy ain't got nothing really going on for him, and it'd be cool to have Akamaru as a part of the Uzumaki household. What the fuck? Neji could also use a homie in the afterlife. What the fuck? I'm not even responding. Why? So my dog gotta lose his dog, and then is gonna be subjected to just chumming it up in the afterlife for no damn reason? That is crazy. Not trying to sound edgy, but I feel like more people should have died in the war arc. Killer B, Rock Lee, 1010, Mike Guy, A, etc. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary how I agree with you. And I, you know, we've retired fan mangas on the channel for a long time. They might come back in the near future, but yeah, no, I'm Mr. Edgelord this, Edgelord that. You Sasuke fans this. I love trolling you guys, but at the end of the day, this is just objectively a truth. It's not that people don't die. And so, wow, on cue, someone mentioned the 70,000 that died. It's not that people don't die in the war. People do die in the war. But this is what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck about 69,999 of those deaths. It's like, holy shit, I didn't care. Like, of all of them niggas, like, when Naruto's clone mattered more than the fodder, me. I mean, it does. You know what I'm saying? Like it did. It genuinely did. And then like the only like real substant deaths, because the old niggas at the quarters die too, are the villains. Madara dies. Kaguya sealed. Obito dies. But you're telling me that this war that is supposed to make me feel despair and all this stuff. Not saying that tone was lost. It definitely was there. But like a ton of characters just survive. And I think the proof of it is Boruto, at least thus far. Maybe they're relevant later on. But like in Boruto, Killer B, he here. But what Killer B gonna teach him? How to use the 8 tails, nigga? Well, shit, you know, maybe, right? Maybe the Octopops, nigga. Rock Lee, he's around. 1010, he's around. Mike Guy, he's around. Mike Guy is literally in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? And that's just relevance to Boruto. If we were talking about prior to the conception of Boruto, oh my God, you have several characters to kill off. It's genuinely speaking, could have killed Lee. Guy should have died. I love my Guy. 8 gate GGs, nigga. That would have been like promising as hell. It's just multiple. That's just where I'm getting at. I'm not saying the entire Konoha 11 need to die in this arc. There should be survivors, especially if the plan is to have a sequel series. However, my God, you're telling me the only good guy that dies is Shikamaru's dad, who you barely saw, Ino's dad, who you barely saw, and Neji, who honestly you barely saw. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Guy should have died, no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, I think everyone in this chat likes my guy, but he should have died. I think Obito is the best overall villain in Naruto. Got some of the cooler moments, costume designs, actual reasons for the things he did, and Kamui is freaking awesome. Okay, shout out to you admitting that Kamui is fucking awesome. Look, man, shout out to Swag. I seen his videos on my algo again, and I forgot how much he got shit on for being like an Uchiha Glazer. One thing the brother ain't wrong about, chat, I'm not even necessarily like a Uchiha guy, you know, I like my Rasengans and shit, but Kamui's fucking cold, nigga. Kamui is awesome. I'm tired of everyone saying that he started the war over just Ren and not about the world being evil. Okay, yeah, that's just straight up true. We can try to act like that's a cold take all we want. No, several people will sit there and tell you he started the war over a tot, call him an A minor and move on. No, 100%. What Ren meant is why he started the war, not that he wanted a tot. Yeah, no, in terms of Obito being the best overall villain, it's very interesting though. Chat saying your take's cold. I definitely disagree with them, because if you ask someone who their favorite antagonist in Naruto is, granted they're gonna say Obito now to prove a point, but most niggas would say Madara or Pain. So Madara or Pain, and then some would even argue Orochimaru in part 1. At no point do I hear a lot of people say Obito. So yeah, I definitely think this qualifies as a hot take. I definitely see the reasoning for a hot take. That's a good take. I just think for me, what Obito lacks, honestly, is the way he's defeated is kind of nah. Like, think about how Pain goes out. Yes, he gets Talk no Jutsu as well, but Pain caught meaningful bodies, had Naruto crash out in a way we've never before seen, and then get Talk no Jutsu'd by actual cool Talk no Jutsu. Madara, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, my nigga was a demon until it was time for him to get packed up. But Obito, he kind of just like starts pub stomping, and then Naruto's just like, stop it. I ain't like that. Like, of all the Talk no Jutsus, that one didn't hit for me. Maybe it's me, but I ain't like that. I ain't like that Talk no. That Talk no didn't hit. That Talk no didn't hit. Not saying it was wrong. Not saying it wasn't valid. Like, if we watched it, obviously we could probably size it up. But yeah, of all the Talk nos, it was 6 out of 10 Talk nos. 6 out of 10 Talk nos. Orochimaru should have trained Sakura because he has better chakra control. Okay. Pause. Hold on, wait a minute. Cool, let's run with it. Orochimaru, fuck it. He should have trained Naruto too. One problem. He is literally the fucking antagonistic force. The Naruto games got the best visually looking supers and ults in all of anime fighting. Visually looking? Yeah. Yeah, probably, yeah. Sakura had the best growth and glow up compared to both Naruto and Sasuke. Okay, compared to Naruto, I will actually hot take agree with you. Compared to Sasuke, oh, you drunk. Again, I like Naruto more than both of them. That nigga did nothing but make a bigger Rasengan, for sure. Sakura being able to scream cha and break mountains and shit was fucking awesome. Sasuke literally just becomes cool as fuck for no reason. Like, mind you, he already was cool, but heavy this nigga had Kieran in the tuck frame one, buddy. I think you forgot that. I think you forgot that time that this nigga Sasuke just sits there. He's standing over everybody symbolically. He's standing over everybody, and then he just jumps. Next thing you know, he's patting Naruto on the shoulder like, hey, you're gonna die. And then Ninetales gets all mad and shit, and he's like, no, none of that. Ain't got time for that shit. Yo, Sasuke was fucking awesome. You're crazy. The most I'll give you is Sakura made the most strides. But even then, you could argue that no, it's still Sasuke, because you go from stalemating Naruto to holy shit, you could wipe out Team 7. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Naruto is a kurama merchant and would lose a vast majority of fights without him. So here's the thing about that. And I'm not going to hit you with a do you watch the show thing. But every time someone says this, I do say, are we just saying that because he has his chakra and we can undefiningly cheat and say Kurama chakra to this and Kurama chakra to that? Or are we going to be honest about the intent of the show? Because if we're being honest about the intent of the show, every time Naruto relies on Kurama, he actually loses. yeah, like it's unironically a thing. Every time he relies on Kurama, he loses. Orochimaru, I don't count that as a W. He ended up smacking his teammate. Pain literally had to use his own when he was using Kurama. It wasn't going well. Mind you, that whole fight demonstrated, yo, if you just master Sage Mode, you'd have stomped. The only time he uses Kurama's chakra and it works, it's like the first one. The very first time. He goes, fuck it. I'm gonna kill you. That for sure. I'll say that's a W. If you want to then say he doesn't win in the forest, so that's the time where he uses Kurama and loses. I guess you could argue he uses Kurama and beats Neji because nigga got hit with 64 pumps and stood up. That's probably your biggest bet. Yeah, in fact, that is your biggest bet. But I think that's what I'm getting at. Anytime Naruto relies on Kurama, GG's. Now, what I'm talking about essentially is if you're gonna count the Gaara fight as a Kurama merchant, fine. But like that's where the bar for me kind of dwindles, because that's like don't get me wrong. Technically speaking, 100% he uses Kurama's chakra, but the narrative of it isn't. Use that fox key, buddy. Use the fox. You are losing to Gar. You can't beat him. Use the fox. Hell, but when he summons the 2K barrage, I mean, I know y'all niggas love your colors. It's just flagrantly blue chakra the entire time. He literally uses blue chakra. That is all Naruto. In fact, the series tells you time and time again that when you see these insane chakra feats, it's just Naruto. So at some point, yeah, when an entire, I don't know, One Tail spawns, yeah, he ended up using Kurama's chakra. If that's a merchant to you, but I don't view that fight as a Kurama merchant plus ratio. And then I would have to rewatch it. I think he uses Kurama's chakra when he's up top of the Shukaku. I think that's when he uses it. I think everything prior to, or maybe one other thing, was him. But I think the only time I'll go Kurama chakra is when he's standing on top of Shukaku and he breaks out of the thing and then he says, I've had it with you, and headbutts him. Against Sasuke, lost. Against Kakashi on the bell test, if you count that, I understand that being Mickey for you. Fair enough. But if you count that, that's a dub. Against Deidara, doesn't accomplish shit. What's it called? Orochimaru, lost. Against Pain, again, the Ninetales was almost his downfall. I'm definitely counting that as a W for not doing it. And then we're talking about times where he, bonded with the Ninetales. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much named every time he uses Ninetales chakra. And the fact that most of those times he loses and we have to be disingenuous about the times he wins with it kind of speaks volumes to it. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Naruto being a Kurama merchant, but I understand how someone could argue it. I just think that you're making an argument to trigger people, which that's what hot takes are for. Obito versus Madara would have been the best fight in the series and we was robbed of it. My issue is it wouldn't have been. Don't get me wrong. It would have been fun to see. but I don't think it would have been. One, two, wouldn't call it a robbery because you do need that Kakashi encounter. And if he just this basically cucks Kakashi for the way of getting Obito versus Madara. So I would say, nah, I'm gonna disagree. Yeah, final answer, I'm gonna disagree. Now, Obito versus Madara is cool, but it's very much a cool thing to imagine. But you cut out Kakashi, and I'm not saying because Kakashi fight was a great fight, you need it. I'm saying the principle of the two Kamui users not boxing it out in the Kamui verse is low-key kind of crazy. So essentially, to set this up, Obito just has to beat the piss out of Kakashi, damn near win the war, and then Madara tries to snake him. And then it would be 10 Tails Obito versus Madara, but like 10 Tails Obito while he's stupid versus Madara. Because that was Madara's plan to take out Obito at some point. So yeah, it's nah. If Shikamaru was one of the ones given a Sharingan, okay, all right, and that's we good. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been TSO Hot Takes. I'm not doing that. Y'all take care, stay blessed. I'ma see you next time. You bogus as hell, you think I'm reacting to that one. Hell no, that's that.